Good evening, free enterprise fans, and welcome to our first semifinals race here in Highway to the Zemus Zone 6 between Pyre and Pankraz. My name is Unicat. I am joined here in the booth by Garen. How are you doing tonight, Garen?
I am doing fantastic. Hopefully, you're having a good night too.
Absolutely. Our runners are using the Fast Heroes modifier for their set, so we will not be seeing any of our slower heroes in their whole set. No Palom, no Rydia, no Rosa, no Sid. They're all going to take a break from being the hero.
I'm tempted to say nothing of value was lost, but
I
uh,
mean, Rosa hero is fine.
it's fine. I mean, my personal preference, I kind of like the faster heroes, anyways. But personal preference.
That's fair. Rydia and Palom hero are fine as well. The only thing I don't like about them is not getting to slingshot them. Sid hero is acceptable. That's where I'll put that, because that's the only slot where Sid is particularly useful. Past the
Indeed.
first 20 minutes.
Nishu use on the Mac Giants occasionally, but
Yes,
anyways,
he's occasionally okay at Mac Giants. He's just very slow.
you know, Artibo aside. Anyways, we've got some spicy objectives tonight. Looks like this one looks like we've got three things requiring the Darkness Crystal, and then we've got White Spear Altar, Giant, the Crystal Sword Altar, and yeah, if this is a Falcon or a Hook Route seed, we could possibly be just a Hook and one more item in a Darkness Crystal from Go, which would be very jetty possibly.
Yeah, absolutely. Darkness Crystal absolutely required, so we're not getting around it, but it could very much be get your hook for underground access, get your Darkness Crystal, find either the Sandra Breather package, and all of a sudden we're in go mode.
Yep. Or if our restreamer has been kind to us, or maybe cruel to the racers, that could be Darkness and Go from right off the start here. We'll find out.
We are off. We're going to be joined by our Yang is joined by an Edward today, so we have very little power to start off this seed, and we are given a tower key.
I think that those guards are trying to tell you to lock up Edward in a tower somewhere. Throw away the key.
Hmm. I did also see only one siren in that starting kit, so we are not going to be able to use a huge grind. So you got to think now about whether you want to use that siren early to get some levels on some characters, ideally not just Young and Edward, so that you can get through the overworld, or do you want to save it for a little later to set up a slingshot?
It'll be interesting to see what they choose to do, and it depends, I guess, on which characters they end up finding. I'm sure they're hoping for something better than, let's say, a Sid and maybe a who's another character would be a little bit slow to grow here. Maybe Porum, just because he's a little bit lower on HP.
Yeah. I think what I would not like seeing at this point as our other overworld characters would be like a Sid and a duplicate Edward or something like that. Because
Or
we
two
can have
duplicate
duplicates. I would have said Rydia, but they just got Sylph.
Yeah, two duplicate Edwards being the chef's kiss, if that's what happened, but that's unlikely, I think.
That is extremely unlikely. There are a few duplicate characters in the seed, as there's normally one extra character location beyond the number of characters that are in the game. Plus, Tela and Fu are on break, so they have been replaced with duplicates. Unfortunately, our runners cannot take any of the duplicates.
That is
Only
true.
one allowed.
Well, at least there can be some Spider-Man mean finger pointing when it happens, though.
This is very true. I didn't see a lot for this party out of the Watery Pass, but then again, what would be for this party? We did get some Charm Arrows, which could be interesting for our Mac Giant grind potentially later, as well as an Ogre Axe. So we've got some sort of setup for some other characters. Now we just need to find them.
Yeah, I mean, a Dancing Dagger is where I'd really like to see her to get Edward some use at least nearly going. Maybe, Cat Claw on a power shirt or a black belt, just to get Yang some additional power, make it a little bit of oomph here and there. Samurai Arrows is not bad. Ninja Hat, that's a bit more useful than we've seen.
Yeah, there
Um,
here has been
More Odin, more
okay.
Sylph. Okay, well, there's Cash.
Yep. We don't need 2 summon orbs for anything, and honestly, I don't think our runners even care about 1 Odin summon orb.
That's possibly true. Depends on when and where Rydia shows up. If he's after the Dwarf Castle, then it may not matter very much.
Yeah. We do start with a Thunderclaw on Yelling, which is very nice. But Edward really needs a better bow to use these samurai arrows. That short bow is not going to be doing very well.
Well, there's an Odin sitting here on Mount Hobbs with a Rosa.
Hey, Rosa is a useful character.
It is a useful character, and luckily, Yang has that Thunderclaw because that will give us the power we probably need to get through this Odin, along with the Thor Rages we put in the starting kit.
Thor Rages are quite strong.
Yeah, I know, but you like to use not all of them. But it's fine; they're through.
We saved 1 Thor Rage by Young having the Thunderclaw. But yeah, Rosa is a very welcome addition to the team. She's a great white mage. She's going to be able to get characters berserked up later on. And for right now, she's probably our best damage dealer.
All true. Her one drawback is it doesn't learn the exit spell unless you go through the Tower of Zot, which could be a problem if you have another exit casters happen to show up anywhere in the early to mid game.
Yeah, and our exit casters are pretty limited in this flag set with Tella and Fu out of the seed. We're limited to just Forum and Cecil essentially as our 2 exit casters. Unless you do the Tower of Zot for Rosa.
Yeah, and since it's not an objective today, the runners aren't necessarily going to be drawn there unless they're looking for characters.
Yeah, indeed. There's a chance they go there just for the exit. I have seen runners do that in the past. Just go ahead and take care of Zot just to get the exit and because it is a key item check. But it is also very slow.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 2 bosses and you've got 2 cutscenes, I think, right? So it's going to take a little bit of time.
And is this even randomized? We have an antlion here in the antlion cave.
Shocking.
Pyre going ahead and using the power staff from Rosa to go ahead to get Yang berserked. That is a kind of heads up play here, although that means that Antlion is now going to slow this whole fight down with some counters.
Yeah, it should take only about 4 hits, I think, for Yang to get it down, but we'll see how this goes. Alright,
Yep,
took 5.
there we go. xPankraz busting out the pray command to get Edward out of critical HP, and oh.
Another Odin orb, okay.
Okay!
And we've already seen Odin on the map, so, I mean, this seed is all about Odin, apparently.
Yeah, this I guess so.
Is Odin sponsoring us this particular race?
Apparently, I think we must be getting something from Odin.
We are getting a Charm Claw getting passed up in the Dwarf Castle. Which just makes sense, we already have a Thunder Claw. We found Kamikaze.
There's no need to buy the Charm Claw. You can't stack the damage bonus from the Thunder Claw and the Charm Claw on the Mac Giants, so no point.
We are buying our Cave Magnus Gale Jail free cards with the Kamikazes. And with Yang having such a big HP pool, might serve as a niche way to get some big damage on a boss that maybe you want to save a crumble on or something. You know, there are things there. Pyre is showing us that a wall is attacking Fabul today.
As it turns out, one of the walls is defective, and now Fabul Castle is collapsing in on itself, and we need to stop it from doing that.
Or someone just forgot to feed the wall. I mean, these guards don't always do their jobs properly.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little bit slow on Pyre's side just because there's not really a whole lot of power going on here, but
Yep. It's the same strategy of let's berserk Yang with the power staff and see what happens. And Pankraz is heading in, not using power staff strats. He's going to be doing some aims with Rosa to mitigate that terrible accuracy on that short bow and power punches with Yang.
and Pyre is through. Doesn't gain experience on the Edward, although without a spoon, that doesn't really seem like it's going to matter all that much. We'll see how it goes, though.
Yeah, Edward not particularly useful unless we get a spoon, and even then, you probably want to get him a slingshot if you're going to keep him to the end game. We do get a Luca key. That's not the key item we necessarily wanted to see, but we did get a poison claw in the chest next to it, so that's cool.
And it gives Young a little bit of a strength bonus.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate that. It is also a little more accurate than the Thunderclaw, so it'll boost up his accuracy a bit as well to equip that.
Pyre's going to give us a check of the Silvira shops, it looks like, or maybe some checks the bushes for some spicy key item checks. Who knows? Or not key item checks, item checks.
Yeah, and finds headbands. Headbands are wonderful pieces of gear. There's also some charm arrows here, and something that's better than a short bow. We'll take it.
There's also an ice claw here too, which should be nice for Ruby later on down the line.
Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff here. Headband's probably one of the best pieces.
There's life.
Yeah, life potion's cool too. Silvera shops just have everything apparently. Headband's one of the best pieces of gear, honestly, in my opinion, for their tier. It's a +5 strength boost, which is the most you can get from any hat, and it's immunity to the charm status. And that can be really annoying. There are some bosses that use the charm status. There are some monster boxes that use the charm status. Just having immunity to that is wonderful.
There are some witch burns that use the charm status too.
Yes.
We've seen some of those on our previous restreams.
Oh, those are great.
xPankraz took time to shop in Troya, which has 2 item shops. I don't see anything really, really useful out of those, though, unless I miss something.
Yeah, the numbers were in Pankraz's favor on that play for Troya versus Silvera, but unfortunately we saw the value in Silvera. Going ahead and checking Mist Cave, see if this is a cheeky demist hiding here in its vanilla location. Nope, we did randomize the bosses this seed. And off to Baron Inn as Pyre is heading up Ordeals, both of them checking shops that are kind of on the way to their next key item location.
This is a bit of unfortunate to see on Pyre's side, because I don't think we have anything to really counteract a mage at this point.
I think we might have mute arrows, but I'm not sure. And that was a cat claw just chilling in the Baron Inn.
Always in the last place you look. We have a dupe Rosa here too, so hopefully this is not a hook route without anything else in the overworld, otherwise that could be potentially a little bit spicy.
No, Pankraz going to go ahead and interrupt Rosa on her date with Cecil here in the inn.
Oh, she's dating the wrong kind of Cecil at this point.
Yes. This is the Dark Knight Cecil.
Ooh, there's a 26 from Eddie there.
Yeah, Eddie's not very good.
That. And D-Knight goes down. There'll be no justice today because we interrupted before it could actually say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
And oh dear.
Speaking of mages.
Yes, we found some more mages. We're going to go ahead and throw some mute arrows onto Rosa so that Rosa can demolish them.
Aim for Sandy in the back, probably trying to prevent the wall from going up.
Unfortunately, it's fired.
And Eddie is decided to take a nap.
Yep. Good night, Eddie.
And
Good night,
Rosa will take a
Rosa.
nap too. Ooh boy.
Pyre does get through this Asura, and oh dear,
Yeah, this is looking
this
like
fight is looking real rough for Pankraz.
Alright, did hit Yang, that gives a chance at least.
Yep, and Yang had that diamond ring equipped, so we're fine. And oh no, you're gonna have to
Is
work for Paladin Cecil.
assuming Paladin Cecil is really even easily accessible in the sea, it's a back attack gauntlet. So
Yeah.
all of these things are going to attack first before the party can do anything.
Yes, we are. Pyre is now dealing with a whole lot of zombies that have somehow snuck up on him just after crossing this bridge.
Well, it's going to be a couple minutes for Pyre to get through this, and xPankraz gets a little bit of respite. The Mindy goes down. Sandy's gone down.
We're healing up Yang so he can take something.
And he just took most of it.
Yep, there goes most of that health. We're doing damage to Cindy. That's all we need to do. We just need to take out Cindy. Edward,
tried,
it would
Eddie.
help if you hit.
And
there we
xPankraz
go.
got through.
Okay.
Sigh of relief.
We are through. There is no character in Baron Inn.
Ooh,
But
there is a
that's our
darkness.
darkness crystal. That is absolutely required.
Okay, so I think Pyre might get through that faster if he comes by here later, but xPankraz has it first. And maybe we'll check the character up there. Could be an edge.
Yeah. I would definitely be rushing for this moon character because we need more people in this party that are not Edward.
So the way I'm hearing this is the Dias character is going to be an Edward.
Yes.
And it looks
Unlikely
like
as we've already seen a dupe, but
Oh, you know what's better than first dupe? Second dupe.
sure.
No one but hobbits will agree, but that's okay. Yeah, it could very well could, or the moon could possibly give a Sid, which would probably be, all apologies to Elvin Sorrow, probably the worst thing you could see up here if we go up there.
Yeah, it's a bit of a time investment just to get Sid, and Sid's fine. He has got an Ogre Axe, so we have stuff for him. He's just not going to be particularly late game viable.
Yeah, unfortunately, since all the heroes in this are fast, I mean, Young's probably one of the slower of the fast ones, but still, Sid's gonna be falling behind, and yeah.
Yep.
Always fun when you actually have something like Harrow and Porum, and it's like, okay, Sid, she's gone 2 or 3 turns now, and you haven't even gone up on the menu yet.
Yep, we'll see. We are heading to the shop first to check that out.
Tier 3s. No, just more Ashura orbs and a cross.
Yeah, we want summon orbs, right? That's all we want in this seed is summon orbs. For the summoner who has not appeared yet.
Pyre is still going through this gauntlet.
Yep, the slowest fight of the gauntlet is now over. 7 zombies. And now it's just a Lilith and 2 red bones, and that's all we have left.
Drum roll for the Dias character. It's useful.
That is very useful. That will make this whole gauntlet so much faster. That is well worth the time that Pankraz had to sink into that Baron Inn, which was a little bit slow for him. This entire gauntlet is going to be so much faster with a Paladin.
That is true, especially if let's see, Pankraz has taken Wool, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he still
We've
has.
defended Fabul, we've done Hobbs, we've done Antlion, but even just like taking the first fight on Mount Ordeals will be enough experience to get Palom up to like Fire 2.
Yeah, even Ice 2 would be helpful against some of those spirits, because
Yeah, we'll have
they're.
Ice 2 as well.
Alright, Pyre is going to show us who exactly is Yang's challenge in the mirror room. I'm pulling for another Yang to be here, because that would just be funny.
That would be amazing if it was actually Yang, also in the mirror room. We have exactly two bosses that are party members. One of them is the Vanilla Cecil here, the other one is Yang.
It's a twin harp.
I'm very excited.
Oh, it's the other character who can't be played.
That's not a playable character, no.
Not in this version of Free Enterprise, that's correct. It's a little bit annoying, but good news is Shadow can't kill Yang because that would be unfair. There's only one character in the party, and Shadow doesn't kill if there's 2 or fewer up.
Oh
And
my!
Yang,
Oh, that brings up a very good point. Because this twin harp cannot lead to our underground access because it's Golbez here. We have a sneaky demist at large. And Mist Cave has already been checked, so it's down to Waterfall or the legendary Zot 1.
well, I guess place your bets in chat whether it's going to be in Zot or whether it's going to be in the Waterfall. Personally, I'm going with Zot in this case.
I would love it for it to be in Zot. That would be amazing. Because I feel like if it's in Zot, you just go ahead and do Twin Harp. Like, it's right over there. Just go do it.
The only thing that might argue against that is we're not going to have any way to get out of there other than just walking it out.
That is fair. It is. We don't have warp, we don't have exit. If we'd seen exit items, I guess it'd be more enticing, but...
It doesn't mean that they're not out there because our runners haven't checked all the shops, and normally they're not going to check all the shops. But we haven't seen it so far. Of course, knowing the way the seed is working, they're probably hiding in Agert because why would you ever visit Agert?
Yeah, no one visits Agert until they get the magma key, but like... We're not gonna get the magma key.
I don't think Pankraz checked Waterfall.
I don't know. I don't think he did, but...
We know that...
we know he checked Mist Cave.
Yeah,
That
Mist
one we
Cave was
know.
the one that was checked.
Because that was just a Dark Elf. Kick is actually helping out Pankraz a lot here in this gauntlet. Oh, even more so, I'd say, than Pyre 2. But Pyre is probably headed to Baron Inn next, because that is more reasonable than Sneaky Demist.
Yeah, Pyre doesn't realize that it's going to be a cheeky Demus because there's still another regular check on the board. Whereas Pankraz is going to know as soon as he steps in the mirror room, okay, I know where it is now.
Yeah, there's a tiny temptation, honestly, to reset out of the Twin Harp and just say, hey, the Twin Harp's probably not going to be required. I've already got my Darkness Crystal. I know it's not logical underground access, but at the same time, you can't.
Well, hear me out. I mean, I think in this case, you can because look at our objectives. The Burning Village Mist and Fever of the Sand Ruby, those are dead-end checks. They can't lead anywhere else. And the Forge is dead-end check. So, I mean, literally, unless you can't actually have the Twin Harp block you out.
That is true. Well, it could be. Hear me out. Twin Harp into Baron Key. Package at Baron Base. Package at the Baron main check. Hook at Baron Basement. Sand Ruby on the Rat Tail turn-in.
Okay, I guess it is possible, even
Or
though
Pam.
extremely unlikely.
Baron Key and Pam both lead to multiple things. Until we see those out of the pool, it's possible. It is very unlikely that this Twin Harp is gating everything, but it is technically possible.
Well, if that has been rolled, I think there's a certain fan club that's going to be wanting some money back from having come in to watch this race.
Yeah, Pyre's Mega Sisters fight is going much more smoothly than Pankraz's did. Is already through. Pankraz is on the big 7 monster fight.
It did unfortunately have Palom drop because the Palom is in the front row because that's the way the party was set up, and unfortunately Palom got knocked down. Doesn't see the value in getting him back up right now.
Yeah, we might just be saving up for a sling later, which is fine.
Yeah, it should be all right. So Pyre now, we'll see if Pyre checks the Darkness Crystal character first, or just goes straight over to check for where this cheeky Zemus happens to be hiding.
Yeah, we'll see. I would still want the character in this situation, but Pyre's more interested in finding underground access, which totally fair. We could get a hook, which could be a different character. Not gonna find his underground access in Mist Cave.
Nope, just Dark Elf, so that's a reset. I think we're going for a waterfall dive next. Nope, we're going for the...
We're going for Moon character. I love this situation too because it's so hard to justify grinding at this point because we don't have a full party yet.
I mean, even don't even have the levels to do the grinding yet either, but that's
Yeah,
a whole other problem.
it would be tough to pull off any grind, and even if we had the levels, we really want a 5th character before we grind.
Yeah. Although, hey, 99 life pots in a dream, I suppose.
Uh, sure, that could work.
Pankraz is going to
Pankraz,
get the wonderful news that we've got Comedy Man as Yang's challenge.
yes. In order to become a better hero, Yang must defeat comedy.
Or apparently, Yang might have been a clown in his earlier days before he decided to become a monk. You never know.
I had something like that. And the holy weapon of choice is music, which is interesting.
Well, Pyre is basically doing all the same checks that Pankraz has done, just in a different order. Did check the item shop, found nothing going on there.
Yep. Same exact sequence. We're heading into Lunar Dais. Pyre, I'm sure, will be very happy to see Palom here.
And both runners are going to converge on the Tower of Zot pretty much at the same time. I think if it happens to be exactly in the tower.
Yeah, we're gonna see them both kind of hit the same place right around the same time, as Pankraz is just finishing up the Golbez fight.
The only difference is Pankraz will have some levels on the Palom, whereas Pyre will be going with a base level Palom. You
Yep,
can always take the doggo chest for some levels and maybe spike something nice out of it, like let's say maybe a power shirt,
that would be
Stardust
really
rod,
nice.
Stardust rod maybe.
Yeah, maybe a good bow. I think Archer is the best we've seen on either runner's side.
Yeah, so far Archer is it.
Yeah, Pyre is a little ahead heading to the waterfall, but oh, are we? Pankraz considering using the siren here, but seeing only one siren decides to hold off for now. That's not a
It is
demon
not.
waterfall.
It is Zot 1. All right.
Oh my goodness. We are starting off this semifinals real well.
Well, and Pyre will get there probably about 15 seconds before Pankraz does, I think.
Yeah, I think Pankraz still has to check
Oh,
waterfall, but maybe
but
no.
Pyre's going to shop.
And Pankraz, I think, already checked waterfall because he's going straight for
Yeah.
Troya.
So Pyre gets there first, but Pankraz into the castle first.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is amazing.
Royal Lady decided not to get in the way. Good for Pyre.
Yep. Pankraz just a few seconds ahead heading into the Tower of Zot. We're going to be climbing all the way up to the first boss here in the Tower of Zot, which you can do without the Earth Crystal.
Yep. Also, looks like Pankraz is skipping any attempts to find the doggo. We'll see if Pyre does the same.
I don't think it's worth it at this point.
I might have thought on Pyre's side just because Palom has no levels at all and is not going to be any use on this first
Yeah.
boss.
Palom with no levels, not worth it. With Ice 2, maybe. But even then, I don't think it's worth the time investment. Maybe with an Ice Claw for Young, but it's still dicey at these levels.
Yeah, I might hear those. Like maybe if you bluff up Palom 3 or 4 times, it might be somewhat useful at that point.
I am loving the speculation in chat about what's going on. Demist into Earth Crystal into Hook. There's our Demist, as was foretold.
Actually, I kind of almost see the Earth Crystal here, just because that just gonna be at that point a sign right back into the tower.
Okay, hear me out. I know we've got proposed Demist into Earth Crystal into Hook while Harp has the Magma Key the whole time, but we have a much Falcon objective. Here's what I propose. Demist into Earth Crystal into Magma Key. Harp holds the Hook. Han on the Rat Tail Terran leads to Sanderby package.
You're trying to make us go over the 2-hour time limit here, aren't you? No, just kidding. I don't think that's going to happen here. But...
Yeah. There's plenty of room for rudeness this seed.
I'd say we've already gotten quite a bit of it. I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Demist at Zot 1 is already, for underground access, is already awful. No one expects to have to climb up here.
Especially not when you don't check the boxes at all. I mean, if you had to come here for the doggo check, you might want to peek it.
Yeah, if we have K-Miab on as our modifier, sure, but this is just a regular seed.
And honestly, if someone checked this when it wasn't the last check, I'd have questions about why.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be that circuitous. I mean, it could be Earth into Barren into something like that.
Yeah. There are many options. At this point, I think the only things we can get from Demist would be that Earth Crystal, Barren Key, Magma Key, or Hook. It has to be one of those 4 items.
They're taking some time to get down his Palom. Anchor is going out with a Berserk to Yang, which I think means he's calculated the numbers and realizes he's going to get through this in time.
Yeah, Pankraz is pretty close on this damage, I think. The bluff spells from Palom really have been helping this fight out a lot on Pankraz's side, whereas Pyre having a base level Palom not going to be able to get through it quite as quickly.
And Pankraz is through the Demist. Eddie helping with an 8.
That 8 damage might make all the difference. You never know. But that's a second missed phase for Pyre. Not good. Pankraz, I think, only saw 1.
Yeah, that's true. Pankraz only did see 1. Now Pankraz have to walk it out because we don't have the Earth Crystal. We can't take the second boss here in the tower. So out we go. We have no warp. exit would be disabled anyways, so...
So we're walking. Yeah, I did see Pankraz did toss a slow on that demist as well, so did, have a little more time between the mist phases, but I don't think Pyre's tossed out a slow at all. But Pyre looks like he thinks he's just about done as well. But definitely losing a little time here due to just not having that Palom online.
Yeah, I mean, we are at 33 minutes. We still don't have our underground access yet officially, so,
Nope.
I mean... Oh, there goes Demist. All right. Yay.
Mist is down. Pyre is out of the fight. We have an Elven bow sitting there in Mist Village. Oh my goodness, a real bow.
And we found from from Rydia's mom, the magma key.
The
So we're just going
magma
right
key!
underground.
We could just go underground the normal way. Great, okay.
Now, what that does mean is that Hook and the Falcon suddenly become a lot less attractive now because you would like to skip that if you can at all possibly skip it.
Yes. We would absolutely love to skip watching the Falcon.
Which means we're in a hunt for really
It
2 or
is
3 out of the
now
4 other items available.
find 2 of the other things, which is either Forge plus Sanderby, which is either Sanderby and Package, or Forge plus one of those 2 things.
Remember I said exits would be in Aggert? Guess what?
Yeah, exits are in Aggert. Great.
But now you don't need the... Well, actually, no, I take that back because Rosa still hasn't gone through Zot.
Rosa,
We're in Zot, but
we
doesn't...
were in Zot, but Rosa didn't go through Zot, and Pyre accidentally clipping over the town of Mist, but fortunately we don't have the package yet.
Well, he knew it couldn't be that anyways because we've already seen the
Yes,
demons.
we know it can't be the package because it's not allowed to be, because that would be a broken seed.
It would be faster than completing the giant, but since giant grinds are typically what's done in these things, you're already kind of there. So, and we've already seen Golbez, which is one of the more annoying fights to see in the giant. So, I think Lunars are going to take that one.
Yeah. We are going to go ahead underground right to Dwarf Castle, it looks like, for Pankraz. This makes sense. We want a 5th character.
You can't have a 5th character.
Yeah. Silphwebs are also cool. I might want to get Palom up to Quake first, but otherwise, yeah, we want more people in the party. Please.
Hey, there's the dancing daggers that would have been useful about a half hour ago.
Yeah, not so useful anymore, but it...
Hey, if you want to stab Edward in the back as you dismiss him from the party, there's nothing better. Looks like there was just a shopping trip. We're going to probably get that egg cracked pretty soon, but more shopping first.
Yep, we're going to do more shopping. So much shopping. We need all the shopping.
Or Sylph.
You want to buy Sylph Orbs? We sell Sylph Orbs. Ignore the 2 that you already found.
This seed's sponsored by Tomra Item Shop, which has been apparently giving us all the previous Sylph Orbs in the seed. Wizard shirt, but nothing else of...
I think this seed is just sponsored by Rydia. Between the Sylph and the Odin Orbs.
The Rydia not appearing in the seed yet. Got it.
Yes. Well, we know Rydia is going to be behind the giant now.
I think more like behind a package we never get.
Chat makes a good point. Rydia's mom did have the magma key as well. Pyre going to show us what is in the free Feymarch box.
It's a legend sword.
That's half a forge.
It is a half a forge. We found a dwarf axe on Pankraz's side, so maybe useful for a cane. Another dancing dagger, because why not? We don't need them anymore, so now they're going to come out like candy.
Of course, we find a Leviathan orb on the way down to the Feymarch. Why not?
More stuff for the radio we don't have. Yay!
Yes.
Dragon Whip next. Come on.
We have a
Sparkle
Sparkle and a
and
Mylon.
yeah, some flavor of Mylon. Chat talking about this seed having rolled S sad with not even being a flag. Okay.
I mean, that's just like S Pro, but when it's not nice. This is just
So
the mean side of S Pro.
instead of S Pro, it rolled S Poo.
I suppose so. I love the Famar shop is selling Odin orbs as their thing of choice. Oh, hi, Wyvern. Oh my goodness, it's Charmburn!
As we were talking about 40 minutes ago. All
Yeah,
right, yay.
we did talk about that a little while ago, that headbands are really great for protecting against Charm. There's something that uses Charm!
I have a feeling that Wyvern is going to be faded pretty much until the end of this game.
Yeah, that is... Oh no, that's not. That's an objective.
Oh, you're right, King. Ugh.
Yeah, we have to fight Charmburn.
Well, you don't have to. You can
You
choose
don't.
one of the other.
Yes, you don't have to fight Charmburn. It's just highly recommended that you fight Charmburn.
Maybe if we find a dragon whip for Iridia that we can then put a headband on. So
Yes, the Iridia that we definitely know is in the seed.
xPankraz is going to take a look at this and probably have the same reaction once he sees what the. Yep.
Yep. We're out. Bye. Bye, Charmburn.
Both runners picked up exits, so at least they have parity on that. And I have a feeling it's time to crack some eggs. No, the pink tail
Yep.
already arrows for us this seed.
That would
Runners might
be
hope at this point.
that would be very nice for our runners. This egg's going to be a little more awkward for yeah, a little more awkward for Pyre than it will be for Pankraz. Pankraz having access to the stop spell on Palom is going to be very useful.
Yep. This is maybe a little bit of regret over having knocked Palom down in the first place and not getting any experience on the Demist.
Yeah. Pankraz is just in a bit of a better situation here. Although if Pyre can get through this without losing a character...
But the Palom is down, which is kind of unfortunate.
Other than Palom, I guess. I think he wants a slingshot on Palom, but that Demist is not, or that Yellow Dragon is not playing nice. And Pankraz has gotten his level infusion and is ready for this Underworld.
Which in this case means going back to the Dwarf Castle and filling out the party. You hope.
Yes. We very much hope that we get another character in Dwarf so that we can have 5 characters to go to the moon.
Or go to the giant and
yes, go to the giant and grind and then go to the moon after the giant. And yeah, all of that.
Which for those of you in chat, that is your popcorn and drink break if you need to use it.
Mm-hmm. Or you could stay and watch these top runners grind, because high level grind, it can be very entertaining sometimes.
Indeed. Looks like we have found a water hag here at Dwarf 1, so that's going to be easy peasy for Pankraz, very free.
Yep. As it turns out, we did not need our grind for Dwarf Castle.
I think Pyre's going to give up on this and come back a little bit later, just does not have the power to get through it right now without having at least some levels on the Palom. You need something to get those stop. You need some sort of insta kill for the egg, like an assassin dagger or something along those lines. Maybe Medusa arrows.
Yeah, I don't see either though. Stop spell is just so useful, and it's the kind of thing where I would consider just getting Palom up to stop. Well, I mean, you want to get him to Quake ultimately, but once he's at Quake, you can leave him out of the fights if you don't need him.
I realize with Darkness in hand, you might be trying to prioritize getting that grind as soon as possible, but I mean...
prioritizing getting that sling, but at the same time, at what cost?
Yeah, my own personal opinion was, playing the characters up to about level 20 is okay, because it's pretty easy to get levels at that point to get their characters up high enough. Or in Palom's case, maybe an exception for Quake, if you don't think Virus is enough, but...
yeah.
Ugh. Looks
And we're
like
about
Pyre's
to
gonna
find out
take.
who's in the Fey March because we found the other Mylon, and there's Sid. Not the character we'd like to be grinding, but it's a character.
Well, okay, now we have two placeholder characters bracketing the party here. This is really a three-person party that just has two furnishes.
Yeah, this has been a less than ideal party situation. Pyre going to turn and talk to
Oh,
Sheila. There's a spoon. Okay, Edward can stay.
at least the very good news here is Edward now can solve possibly your egg problem because if you
Yes,
Zerk your
Edward can
Edward,
solve the egg problem.
all right. And of course, Edward's damage won't be that bad compared to what you've got in the party right now to begin with. Not like a quack kid, but good enough.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to one-shot the eggs, but he can probably two-shot the eggs with some gear.
Well, I mean, the
Pancras,
thing is, Edity is fast enough where that second spoon hit might go off before you actually get the counter from the dragon.
yeah, before the dragon starts taking actions for sure.
What is the latest in Dwarven fashion today, Zeno?
Apparently the latest in Dwarven fashion today is a ribbon. That makes sense.
It does make sense.
That
Are you
actually makes
sure?
a lot of sense. More sense than what's there in vanilla.
Although, just a note to Luca, you might want to wear it on your head instead of your neck. I think it works better if you put it on your head.
Yeah, it's fine. Pancraz I don't think is quite happy with this party, so he's going up the tower to get more key items.
Or, as I suggested 45 minutes ago, locking Eddie in the tower and just throwing away the key.
I mean, I don't know that we want to do that knowing where the spoon is.
Well, we don't want to do that. I'm sure Pyre doesn't want to do that. Pancras doesn't know yet.
This is fair. Pancraz does not know about the spoon yet, so he might be feeling, yeah, we can get rid of that, Edward. He's not going to be sticking around.
It would be interesting if Pyre decides that Eddie is part of this party long term. We're going to get a hand room check first from Pancraz. It is a mom bomb. The worst thing you probably want to see here. Well, not maybe the worst, but
Not the worst. I
good.
mean, there are some worse bosses, but not a lot of worse bosses.
Yeah, this is a spot with less than 1,000 HP in the vanilla game. Now it has 9,000 HP added to it. It's not going to be the quickest thing.
Yeah, this is annoying.
Yeah, it is also not an objective, so, we're hoping this comes out to something, but maybe it doesn't.
We're just gonna wait through the explode here.
Yeah, we're not going to get through 9,000 HP, unfortunately, that fast, so now we have a bunch of very weak bombs. Palm is just going to virus them all, and they're going to go away.
Mm-hmm. Turns out if you get bombs sick, they leave. They do the responsible thing and decide to social distance. And they do that by blowing up the entire room that you're in.
Only here. In other places,
Only here, yes. These bombs are responsible and decide that they're going to blow up the entire room that you were in and not let you back in. But that's fine. That'll unlock another check at the bottom of the tower once we leave, but since we're in the tower, we're going to head up to the top to check what this boss is. See who our Hook 2 bosses as well, just in case we are thinking about that objective.
Ooh, and that's a sparkle. I think I might want to go back and save.
That's a double sparkle. It's not Wyvern. That's about all we know is it's not Wyvern. One of the other 4 sparkles is here.
I think I would not want to see Ogopogo at this point in time.
Nope.
And Pancra is not taking the safety save, so if for some reason this is a wipe, it's back to the bottom of the tower.
Yeah, that would be rough if this is a wipe, but I mean, he's got a white mage, we should be fine. It's the Lunars.
This should be fine. I mean, use breath strats, it should be fine.
The Lunars is fine.
Brave Sir Eddie ran away, thank you very much.
Yep, Eddie can just run away and hide. We don't need him here. Yon can go take a nap on the floor. That's fine. We're gonna bluff Palom up. Get him some extra spell power.
Yep, and now we're just going to wait for a few hits and get some Star Veils up. I feel that Pankraz is going to want to go and buy some Star Veils after this because he's down to 1.
Yeah.
Did he buy some earlier? I don't think he did.
He has a couple. But it looks like we're going to hold off on the Star Veils for now. Using a second one, yep, we do want to use a second one here. Don't really want to use a ton more because we want to still have an emergency Star Veil just in case.
Also, Rose is wearing the ribbon, so can't be too really taken up by breath.
Yep. Anyone who resists any status ailment from the breath will always resist all of it. And ooh, that's unfortunate. We got the single. We got the single frog here. So Pankraz, to get them to cooperate, is just gonna hit the single frog once.
And now has to get the other one down before the one that's alive manages to virus the frog to death.
Yes, fortunately, he's not very good at virus.
Well, it's more the fact that this is the weakest magic spot in the game, I think, or at least not one of them.
This is among the weakest magic spots in the game. So as long as we punch the other Lunar a few times, we'll be totally fine.
Although that Quake is going to take it out in probably another 1 or 2 hits, because that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, but I'm not that worried about. We're not that worried about it here for Pankraz. Yong's punches on the back D-Lunar were doing a decent amount of damage. And yeah, the second Quake wipes them both out anyway.
Yeah, when you're getting over 11,000 damage in a single Quake, it's like, they're not going to last that long here.
Yeah, I think he bluffed up 3 times.
And just gets the life staff for the trouble. Yep. So he's hoping this tower key pays off. Otherwise, this has been a very long tower for not much gain other than some levels.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is Pyre is probably heading to the tower next, or soon-ish, as far as key item checks go, unless Pyre's thinking about grinding, which might be what Pyre's thinking about. He is taking the Siren now.
And it looks like
he's going to use it to set up a slingshot on Palom.
Makes sense.
So this might be just a play right to do the grind and then go to the moon. Whereas Pankraz, if Pankraz doesn't get value from this tower, that might put him in a bit of a rough position here. Even though it seemed like he had the better position going through Dwarf Castle.
That is true, but I mean, at this point, Pyre is all the key items that Pankraz does, and Pankraz needs this really kind of to pay out. Otherwise, Pyre's getting.
Otherwise, we're looking at Pyre pulling ahead by just grinding first and getting to the moon first.
Is going to set up the grind.
Yeah, we're going ahead and getting the manipulation set up outside Baron. Pankraz just gets a crystal ring out of the super cannon. That tower was a whole waste of time.
Yeah, and a fairly lengthy waste of time just because of who the bosses were up there.
Yeah.
Anyway. Good news for Pankraz is he is going to do this Sheila 1 check. We'll get the spoon out of it, which might decide what he's going to do with the party. We will see if he decides that he wants a different party, but I think at this point, you've got a white mage, you've got a black mage, you have a spoon word. The Sid's not great, but, you can make it do with it, I guess.
Yeah, we can definitely make do with what we got. Spoon word definitely makes Edward not totally useless. And Sid's not great, but we'll survive. We got a few functional characters, and that's kind of all we need. With enough levels, this party can make it work. It's not going to be pretty, but they can make it work.
Yes, well, I think the way these levels and with what Pyre has for party, I don't think this grind is going to be exactly what we consider the smoothest of grinds, but it will eventually get done, and we'll be ready to start cooking with gas after it's done.
Yeah. We do have Blink, we do have Thunderclaw, we do have some Charm Arrows, I think. We do have an Ogre Axe for Sid. So we have some tools. not all the tools necessarily that we'd like.
Yeah, I
But
mean, we'd
yeah.
like some more plus stat gear. We would like there to be another character who has a weakness to use on
Hmm.
these things. Edward does not have a weakness. I mean, unfortunately, giants are not weak to spoon.
Hold on. Pankraz is going to a place that I am very excited about, I think. And foregoing the grind for right now. Yep, we're
Yep,
putting
iron,
iron rings
iron.
on.
Yep, this is
That can
definitely it.
only mean one thing. We're
We're gonna get
going to
some
do
music.
Twin Harp.
We're getting music.
I do want to call out that Pyre is taking this grind very safely, putting up blinks on everyone. Is leaving Palom down. Palom doesn't have a lot to contribute to this fight, and we're going to get him back up at the end of the fight so that he can get the experience, but for now, Palom can just take a nap.
One fewer blink. It is one fewer turn to just parry through. Makes sense.
Yeah, there is no need to keep him up for this fight. Just makes it easier to keep everyone else up, but this is taking a little bit longer than I think he'd like to get through this back giant.
I'm sure he'd prefer this to be a different party with a bit more power, but at the
Yeah,
same time, like the longer you delay the grind, the less value you get out of it in some cases. It's where
yeah,
that sweet spot is between, doing the grind too early where it just takes too long versus waiting too long and you've lost a lot of the benefit of it.
yeah,
Also,
well, for sure.
shout out in chat to both the people who love the harp and also the ones who are hating on the harp, because there are always both factions apparently.
Apparently, yes.
The
Anyway, I
media,
guess
go
I
ahead.
guess it is just about time for us to be quiet and take a listen to these harp tunes as Pyre is getting this grind done. And that were some lovely tunes from Final Fantasy XI. And the reward for music is the chain continues.
Oh boy, that's gonna dive anchors down there, but let's see. That is now key item number 9 for Pankraz.
8 by my count.
Is it 8? Okay. I miscounted one. Sorry.
Yep, I was just thinking about that. I think it's 8, but Baron is 2 more checks for Pankraz to go ahead and do. Relatively easy checks. It is also another character, which could be someone useful. Which I mean, at this point, just about anyone who isn't a dupe is useful.
Yeah, I mean, we take a Cecil, we take a Kane, we take an Edge, we would take a
We
Porum. We probably
Yep.
wouldn't really like it very much. We take one. We definitely take a
Rydia
Rydia.
would be awesome because we could slingshot her. And she's got Leviathan, I think, on Pankraz's side.
This also opened up black belts for Pankraz there in the Baron shop.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, Rydia I think would be the most ideal, but even like Edge we normally don't think of as great on this flag set. We've already got Ninja Longsword for him. He can definitely help out. And I think we
And
have a spare Thunderclaw at least.
even if you're going to reflex tracks, you have a spoon you can dart, which should be
Yeah?
an instant 9999 off of Z's health total.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have so many good characters left in the pool that I think in this situation you made the heart play, you absolutely chase Baron because there's a very good chance your party's getting upgraded.
And also, it's a good thing the runners also, well, at least Pankraz put off the harp check until after getting some power, because that CPU before the spoon would have been quite a slog.
Yeah, that would have been very slow.
It is the Baron guards, just having moved elsewhere in Baron.
Yep,
And oh
they
no,
moved
an earthquake
inside.
struck the castle and they have fallen into a crack.
Oh dear.
I think that Pyre is just about done with the grind because Palom is back up. Getting a stop on the Searcher, so yeah, this is going
Yep,
to be it
we
for
are
Pyre.
wrapping up the grind for Pyre for sure.
Oh,
Pyre's gonna...
number one spot. There's Bacon.
Neat! He became the king. Good job, Pagan. You did it.
Ellis Intrigue. Shocker. Searcher is down. That
That's
is
500,000
540,000.
experience. That is enough for Palom to get nuke with a slingshot. Rosa is not quite to white, but that's fine. That's what the Giant of Babel is for.
Yes, now if you're Pyre, you're hoping that the Giant is not a very nasty fight, which I think at this point, the worst boss you'd want to see here is Line Split, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Pain is going to replace Sid for Pankraz, so we have made his character swap. It's not the ideal character swap, but it's something.
Meanwhile, Pyre is leaving the Giant, is not going to take the Giant objective at this time.
Yeah, interesting choice to leave here. I guess we're hoping that if we get the... No, we're going Blue Planet. Maybe we're going to go take care of that. Oh, we're gonna go take...
Well, your objective in this case, it looks
yeah,
like,
do your charm burn. Get that done, because that could lead to something. Do the moon objectives, because they could lead to something.
we've got a rat tail out of that for Pankraz, which is now key item number 9. Don't
Ooh.
turn it in yet, though.
Yeah, can't turn it in, but it is a 9th key item. If we can get to 10, that is a bit of a time save. Yeah, and Feymarch Queen spot is going to be very quick for Pyre as well, so we'll probably just take care of the Feymarch as a whole, because we have the one objective down here.
I mean, if you're down here, yeah. I mean, the only way you don't is if you happen to find maybe...
if it puts you into go mode.
Which
but
it can't,
I don't,
because we don't
can't,
have enough
because
to
we
get
don't,
there.
No. No, it can't at this point. We do have a sealed cave available as well, which our runners have not looked at yet. That could be an interesting option for Pankraz if he's hunting a 10th key item. Which, I mean, we're at 9 now. It's honestly kind of reasonable to just go peek sealed cave.
This is either quarter or full leg.
Just quarter leg, so we
quarter
are...
leg, okay.
Unfortunately, sans Fire 3.
So I was going to try to get this to turn over into the Ruby and then have the Ice 3 land at that point.
Yep, that Cure 3 is going to do it. Wonderful.
Ice, that should quad it and kill it.
Yep, there's the Ice 3. Takes out the Ruby phase. That's enough damage to to skip over the phase change to the other two enemies.
Ooh.
And that's the hook.
That is key item 10. That is another check.
That is very valuable. We are now 1 key item from go mode on Pankraz's side. And 10 key items before the grind. Meanwhile, Charm is only going to affect Yang on Pyre's side, so that's really nice. Yang is trying his best. He's not very good at taking out his friends. Okay, that was just Rosa. Rosa was tanky.
I guess the good news for the runners at this spot is that Wyvern's nukes aren't necessarily going to take out the stronger members of the party like Sid and Yang.
Yeah, they should be just fine. Even Rosa can take one easily.
Rat Tail gives us Earth Crystal, another possible rat tail chase or rabbit hole chase. We are going shopping. Did this have Star Veils?
No, this had life potions.
This had life potions. Okay.
Yeah, life pots. Yeah, Earth Crystal is not going to be a huge pull for Pankraz, unfortunately. I wouldn't chase it at this point.
I mean, at this point, 10k items, it's like, unless you are really unsatisfied with your party, I would set up your grind now and go, because in an hour, you gotta be figuring that your opponent might have already done it.
Yes, I very much agree. It's time to grind. Pankraz, it looks like, is heading to set up this grind now. So we'll be grinding up. We'll have a shorter grind due to the 10 key items, but does not have a slingshot set up on any of his characters, except I think Kane.
Oh boy. There is a pink tail. So that's a possible weapon idea.
That is interesting, although we do have to keep in mind Pyre has to do Twin Harp to get that turned in.
That is true. Right now it's just one for the pile. It is Mylan and Friends on the other side, which is not going to be a serious challenge at the post-grind levels.
Yeah, Mylan and Friends not challenging at all.
Unless you kill the Mylan in exactly this spot before taking out the gas, it's very unlikely that we would see that, though.
Yeah, we're probably going to see the gas all go down because we have Quake. Or we can just microwave Mylan, that's fine.
A reminder to the viewers at home, please do not put Mylan in your microwaves at home. We're not responsible for any accidents that may occur from doing that.
We are not responsible for any punchy guests. Because, oh boy, do these guests start punching.
xPankraz is deciding to show us the beach battle scenes, where he finds the grind that he wants. So
he has finished his minute now, headed over to the whale to go get into the grind fight. We'll be getting double experience from every single one of these Mac Giants on the whole party. And oh, that is a package from the Mylan.
Well, there's good news and there's bad news there in this case for Pankraz. If Pankraz goes there right after the grind, he is basically done because he has the hook.
Yes.
He'll be in go mode. Whereas I think Pyre is not yet in go mode. Needs one more thing. Either the hook from the Cave Magnus, needs a Sand Ruby, or needs the other piece of the Forge.
Yeah, Pyre either needs to chase that Twin Harp or go find Sand Ruby or Adamant somewhere. Pankraz has a much cleaner route back.
He's going to take the Sealed Cave check to see if it's maybe here.
That is potentially value. We haven't seen this check yet. And with Demist out of the pool already, this is a very easy peek and leave. If you don't like the item here. Unfortunately, there is could still get the Pam, so could still get something that's not great.
Yeah, every other key item check that leads somewhere, we know where it is.
Yeah, I say not great because you still have to check it. You still have to walk it out even though it's not necessarily guaranteed value.
But in this case, if it is literally anything else, whether it's the adamant or the sand ruby, you're walking that out.
Yeah. Pass, we're probably resetting.
Yeah, I think Pankraz has the earth crystal, not the sand ruby at this point.
Yes, that is what he got from the Rat Tail tournament. If Pankraz had the sand ruby, that would be a little bit of a different story here.
Yeah, I'm sure Pankraz wishes that he could just simply take their earth crystal and have a chocobo sit on it and it turns into a sand ruby, but it
Yeah,
doesn't quite work
that's
that
how
way.
that works. Definitely. That is
It's a pass.
pass. And yeah, we're not keeping
Oh.
it because we have objectives at the bottom of the moon.
Yep. Makes sense because we do have the crystal sword and the white spear, which are at the bottom.
Yep. Pyre is heading back up to the overworld. Looks like we're going to be heading to the moon, I think. I think this makes sense. I don't see a world where Harp happens before Tower. And Tower is a long sequence of nothing. So Moon is probably the best thing for Pyre to do right now.
Although, given that, I'm surprised that the pass was passed up then, because I mean, you're committing basically to going back to the moon a second time.
Yeah. I think it's a little too long to walk out. It's time neutral in that situation.
I might have at least seen if the boss is a free one in that case. I mean, it could have been king and queen.
It's still even with the warping, it's still roughly time neutral. Even if it's king queen, you got to sit through the whole script. And we know it's not water hag, where water hag will just go away. It's not gonna be something we can one shot really easily, because we can't one shot that spot. It's got too much health, so it's probably not worth it. Easier to reset out and say, I'm just going to play without the pass, and that's okay. But we are officially entering the Lunar Subterrane. Pyre is going for a full top-down, heading right over to Mura Altar. I really like going to Mura Altar, because we have seen Mura Altar burn some people in this tournament.
That we have. And also, I've taken Cave Value first, just because you're already here, and that's an easier fight to just sort of peek and then reset out of if you don't like it. But,
yeah,
this also works too.
For me, I feel like if I'm walking down to Cave Value, I'm going to just take it. And hey, it's King Queen Evelyn. So we're just going to hang out with them for a bit. They're going to go away, and then we'll have an extra item.
What do you think, white shirt?
I don't know. We'll see.
And Pankraz is done. Almost 600,000 experience.
There is no slingshot, but that's honestly not the end of the world, because there's another 500,000 from doing the Giant of Babel itself normally, and Rose is already up to white. Kane got a slingshot, so Kane is doing just fine.
Yep, we're going to turn
Paladin's
off.
not quite at nuke. That's okay, I think, in Pankraz's case. We have a lot of experience waiting for us.
Indeed. Throwing black belts on everybody. Adamant. That is.
Oh my goodness, that is go mode for Pyre.
Yep, we'll just have to go down and finish the Crystal Sword and the White Spear altars, and then we'll have to go back and complete the Giant.
Yeah. Pankraz has a little bit of a slower go mode when he gets the next item, because the hook route is a bit longer, but Pankraz is already into the Giant and heading through it. Doesn't have nuke on Palom, has a little more levels on everyone else, though, to compensate for that, including a very strong Kane.
Yep, so Pyre has decided to take the Giant first, which makes sense, because if you do the Moon Altars, you're going to have to come back anyways, so why dive the Moon twice? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I should also note Pyre is up that Wyvern fight. Package is not the fastest objective for Pankraz if he gets it, but I don't know that I see Pankraz getting the Adamant Rock off of the top of the moon.
He's in Go, I think, so it doesn't make any sense at all.
No, Pankraz isn't in Go.
But he will be once he takes the King spot, since I think
once he takes the Queen spot. Yes.
Queen's. That's right. Never
If
mind.
he goes there first. Absolutely, yeah. It won't make sense to take it if he gets the package, for sure. Dark Imps
Meanwhile,
here, not hard.
nope, just cast a stone. You might wish your Palom was in the center spot instead of Eddie, but
It's fine.
let's see.
Palom's gonna
First
land
time.
it.
Oh, that's because
And
Pancrez is not possum.
yes, and we get enough levels that Palom will learn Nuke. There we go. Now Palom has Nuke.
Right. Pyre coming right up behind. So one goes in, one goes out.
Yeah. And I do think that we are at a place where I think Pyre has the advantage just because, I mean, Pyre's in go mode, and Pyre already has an objective done.
Yep, this would be a case of the earlier grinding in Pyre's case is going to be the margin of victory as long as this goes smoothly.
I mean, it's the earlier grind combined with just Harp and Baron are kind of slow. And Pyre didn't do any of that.
Ooh!
And Tower. Val is fine here. We can't nuke her, but that's okay. Pankraz might have a little bit of an advantage with Kayn. Oh, yeah, Pankraz is going for jumps. So Pankraz will get to nuke here. This will be a little bit smoother of a fight for Pankraz. Not impossible for Pyre by any means.
Pyre did not take a safety save, as Pancrez didn't either.
Yeah,
so
no reason to, honestly, at this point. We're so far into the seed. It's just go, go, go. Get through the fights as quickly as possible. Get yourself to the end of the seed as soon as you can. There's a nuke from Pankraz. That should finish the Val fight on his side.
Yep.
And down goes Val.
Pancrez is
That's
through.
Yep, even more experience just in case we need it, just to make sure that we have all the levels. Pyre having to blink up and play this fight a little safer, not having Kayn, so Val's evasion is mitigating some of this damage, and not able to cast any nukes. There's a Porum in the Giant. I don't think we take her at this point.
Nope. And it means that Rydia is still somewhere unknown and will probably remain unknown for the rest of the seed because I can't envision seeing any more characters.
Yeah. Brady and Cecil are probably in Zot, or Package, or Sanderby. And Edge is somewhere in there too, I guess. Oh, we also have the hook route. There's a few characters to see still.
Yeah, and actually,
Pankraz, you cannot land the whale on the shoals. But this is good, really heads-up routing from him, doing the giant right into the hook route because it lands you right here.
Yeah, now the unfortunate thing for Pancrez is the hook route is a whole lot longer of a check than the forge is.
Yes, it is going to be quite a bit of time that Pankraz is going to take to get through this hook route, but it is an objective, and at this point, it's going to be part of his go mode. Pankraz, at the very least, has a setup where he'll be able to go straight to the moon and not have to do a double dip like Pyre did, going up there first and then coming back to Forge. Although the hook route's still quite a bit longer.
Yeah, especially because in this case, Pancrez has to
And there
also
was Aridia the whole time. Oh. That's not great for Pankraz.
No, it isn't, since he did have the ability to get to this about, what, half-hour ago, but...
Yep.
Well, you got a
Oh, well.
Kayn. You rolled your dice.
Yep.
Alright, so Pyre is going to go down and Forge now, and we'll see if Dong gets a really useful claw or just a useful claw.
Yep. And this Forge into package is going to be much faster than Pankraz who has to go through this whole hook route then go fight Feymarch bosses, and then do the package before going up to the moon. So Pyre is definitely taking a solid lead here.
Yeah. When actually, I think Pankra's going to do the pink tail, whereas Pyre's going to do the package. Assuming the
Pink tail's not an objective.
Oh, wait, oh, that's right. Sorry, I'm not sure why I thought that was. Yeah, Pyre has the package though, I think.
Yes, Pankraz will get it if he does the queen spot in the Feymarch. Otherwise, he's still looking for go mode.
Got it. Okay. You know, I'm curious. Who would actually have the warranty on a big whale?
I don't know. Also, I am a little bit chuckling at the sirens in Coco's shop. You could have just used sirens to grind this seed. There were sirens for sale.
Yeah, but since the other half of the forge is on the moon, how often are you gonna go to the moon before you get a grind?
Behind King Queen Eblin.
It's still a King Queen Eblin on the moon
before going underground. You could have had the adamant before going underground very easily.
Yeah, you could have, but you wouldn't have known there had sirens down.
You could have done that, gotten your forge, gotten your sirens before doing Dwarf Castle or any of that stuff. Any of that hard stuff. Oh my goodness, this seed. I love it. Should you be checking the Mirror Altar picking Queen? No. But if you'd made that play, it would have paid off in a really big way this seed.
Yeah, you could have sub-hour the seed, possibly.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a second Kain package, but Pyre doesn't care. We're just sitting through this cutscene because we have to. Also, the hook route was actually 2 sparkles, with Ogo into Paledin.
That would have been very gross before the grind.
Yes. Would have been quite nasty, but fortunately Hook was... Well, Hook wasn't underground, was it? No, it was Harp into Baron into Hook and Rat Tail. Which also opened up Zod. So if you chose to do Harp and ignored the Golbez, you would eventually be led to the Magma Key. I love that.
As Chad is saying, could does not necessarily mean should, but sometimes in randos, the should play is not the way to actually go.
Yes.
And it's the wild, crazy play that's gonna work one time out of 100 that, hey, it just happens to work this time around.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this late in the tournament, you probably aren't going to get a whole lot of those plays because, yeah.
Yeah, these runners are pretty solid and can often rely on just like one little routing split to keep them in the lead. And not something as wild as go peek the Mura altar and see if you can beat it.
Yeah, the King Queen Eblin hunt is usually not a thing when you have the moon open to you, but
Pyre is diving into the moon, going to be able to do Crystal Sword altar into White Spear altar into Zeromus. And Pankraz is through the hook route, ready to take on this Charm Burn in the Feymarch.
Yeah, I would say at this point, Pyre's probably a good 5 minutes ahead.
Oh, yeah.
And, this should be Pyre's race to lose this point, unless there's something that goes really terribly wrong at either of these 2 altars or on Z. But it looks pretty good for Pyre.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe seed at this point. I mean, we have a White Mage, we have Palom, we've got Edward is doing damage. Sid's not really doing damage, but that's okay. Kain isn't really doing much either for Pankraz. He's got a lot more levels for Pankraz, but he's got an Overaxe.
Yeah, and there's not much prospect of getting better for Kain at this point.
No.
Except we saw a Coal shop for him, so
there was a White Spear in Kokos, but Pankraz is not getting to Kokos, I don't think. There's a chance. But I would be very surprised if Pankraz goes to Mura Altar.
I think if Pankraz is going to Mura Altar, the race would have to go really, really sideways, like Pyre's internet disconnects him or something like that in order for it to really work.
That, or Pankraz just decides to skip this Asura spot and go Mura Altar for some reason. but I feel like Sealed Cave would happen first. I don't know. That's just me trying to route efficiently over everything else. Once again, Young is the only one who gets charmed.
What is this? Charm only applies to Heroes Day?
Apparently. We've got hi Plague. You managed to stay on the moon. Good job, Plague. Our only lunar moon boss.
Well, it's like when he was trying to buy houses on the blue planet, no one would sell to a floating eyeball.
Yeah. Young, that's rude. You should apologize to Rosa. She didn't deserve that. Pankraz melting through this wyvern. Pyre zerking a bunch of people up just to make sure that we get as many turns as we can against this Plague. But Plague is down. Don't have to worry about the count.
Oh yeah, there was a count going on. I wasn't even really worried about that.
Yeah. Pink tail for Pankraz, not what we're looking for. But it is an objective.
Hopefully goes
He is going to go right next door. That's good. Protect ring from the Crystal Sword Altar. I guess that's nice. This fight will give Pankraz go mode.
Yeah, unfortunately, Pyre is going to get his crystal probably right as soon as he does the White Spear Altar early.
Yes, Pyre is on his way to his final objective. Going to be headed to the White Spear Altar. Pankraz about to get the package from Mylon, just throwing everything at this Mylon. I mean, ghasts are falling over. Quakes come out to take care of the rest of the ghasts, and now it's just beat up Mylon a bit. Our final boss of the seed is Kinazo! This is not a scary spot for Kinazo, we're fine.
Yeah, there's not enough hit points here for that wave to do enough damage at these levels. You're not taking out Sid or Yang with a wave at this point. I think even the mages will be pretty safe. Edward, maybe Edward to be a little bit unsafe.
Yeah, but after a nuke, we're fine.
Yeah, this isn't going to be anything, really.
There's Pankraz's package. Pankraz is now in go mode. Bit later than Pyre's go mode, and Pankraz is down a package cutscene plus a whole extra boss fight and a lunar subterranean walk. This is very much Pyre's race to lose here. But Pankraz does have this slightly better party, I would say. Not by a lot. But I do slightly prefer Pankraz's party than to Pyre's. Just because Kane will actually take turns. And oh hey look, it's a Pam! Don't you want to know what's behind that?
Well, we might want to know what's behind it. We're not going to find out until we hit a spoiler log.
Yeah, Pyre's also got the crystal.
We know where everything in the seed is except the Sand Ruby at this point. We've seen everything else.
Indeed we have. That Sand Ruby, I think, will remain at large forever.
Okay, it's either at one of the moon altars we didn't see, Cave Value, or it is at Zot, or it is at Anchek. With either the bed with Yang or with Sheila 2. I think those are the only trucks left.
Yeah. No, it's got to be... Well, there's some moon spots. Yeah, moon spots. Pan. Zot. And that's it. I think. Yeah.
Alright, Pyre is set up and is going to walk down the Z zone. So we will be seeing very shortly the final boss of the game.
Yeah, we are walking through the Lunar Palace. There's a whole bunch of screens here. We're just going to ignore all of them. Pankraz has Kane, picks up Kane. We're through the package cutscene, is now going to be headed to the moon, I expect, to take care of those moon bosses.
This is a question. Do you think Pankraz feels behind at this point with how he's run the seed, or what do you think?
I don't know that I'd feel behind necessarily. It's just kind of randoed and tower. I mean, I guess tower didn't pay off. That kind of hurt a bit. The harp to Baron to hook sequence was not very long. Was kind of long, and he probably knows there's not a ton of value behind Zod at least. So yeah, might be feeling a little behind from that. I'm not sure. That might be something to ask him.
We've got some Z flags in chat. What's that all about?
Oh yeah,
Are
we
we are we
do.
are we putting the
Uh,
reviewers to sleep?
yes, I think. I mean, I think I would like to go to bed early. I would very much love to go to bed early. So I think I am going to go to bed early and let you do the rest of the comms.
I should ask for double the pay for this. Anyways,
No, I'm here. It's fine. Anyways, we have randomized sprites for Zeromus, and we have a question we need to ask. Go ahead, ask it.
what are we gonna kick tonight?
Heck yeah, got it in before the transformation.
Never seen someone fight so much for a salary of 0.
I know. Anyway. Oh, cool.
What were you thinking?
It's time to microwave some marshmallows.
Okay, so we have a little bit of franchise bleed here. Somehow the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the Ghostbusters has wandered in and zest Z. How frightening.
Yeah, we're gonna slice and dice this marshmallow, and it's not gonna be effective, and then Palom is going to microwave it, and it's going to be very effective. Except eating it with the spoon is also effective, just as a note.
As long as your spoon wielder does not actually fall down on the job.
Yes, we have to bring him back.
Pyre's on his way to s'mores.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think at these levels, I think Pyre is pretty safe with this. I mean, he's
Yeah,
got...
Edward might go down to not this first Big Bang, but a second Big Bang, but we're fine.
If we see a second one.
Yeah. This should be a very safe Z fight that we're heading through. Gonna be zerking people up. We don't have enough mages to really commit to a reflect strat with just Palom and Rosa. So gonna go hybrid instead. Let the zerkers go and have Palom and Rosa, and maybe Rosa, but mostly Palom, hurl out extra damage. Sid can hold the Star Veil. He's not doing much of anything else.
Well, you know, Sid can hold the cheerleading flag. He's good with that kind of stuff. He can always, you know, choose to blow himself up with a kamikaze if
Yeah.
Pyre has any of those left over.
Don't believe we do. And no, maybe we do on Pyre's side, but crumble skipping does not actually save time on the Z fight because time is on the final hit. Does not matter if you skip the crumble.
I was just meaning for damage. I mean, I wasn't talking about trying
damage
to
is great too, yes, but also, then we have to get him back up, and that's a whole hassle, and we don't want to do that. Oh, down goes Edward, down goes Palom.
Yeah, and almost lost Rosa. That was within a couple of points of that going really south.
Yeah, that caught pretty bad.
And the worst would have been if, for some reason, that Rosa goes down and then you tip over into the next phase. You don't get the Zerk off of the Yang. That could be ew.
Ooh, no, yeah, that could be really bad. Okay, this fight's fine. We're stable, but it's gotten a little sketchier.
We have a shake again here too.
Yeah, we're getting close to another.
Oh, there's
Big
another
Bang,
one.
and that fires before the nuke goes off. Palom is down here. Sid's probably down here.
And Rosa could be close. Oh, okay, Rosa's going to survive.
Rosa's fine. No, Rosa's fine. She's totally fine. Sid's fine. Not by a lot, but he's fine.
Yeah.
There's the black hole, so we'll actually be able to heal Sid. That's good.
Yeah, that unfortunate tip from phase 1 to phase 2. Occasionally, it's like I fell victim to that in one of my races. Unfortunately, it's like, oh, what a feeling.
Yeah.
Direct nuke
Single
on
direct nuke
Rosa.
on Rosa, not too bad. She's already healing up.
I've also had Z occasionally hit Rosa for as much as 2,700 hit points on a big bang without having to do anything that causes him to raise the spell power. So I mean, occasionally it's just really unlucky. Meanwhile, for Pankraz, that is go mode on his side. So if for some reason Pyre were to have a wipe here, Pankraz would be right back in it. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but... Oh, Pankraz, doing inventory boss. You got to throw more things away. You're about to get a crystal.
Yeah, throw away 4 things. So
Yep,
we'll get the
that's
crystal
just
in
enough
hand.
to get the crystal. Cool. But yeah, Pankraz is in go mode, ready to take this win if Pyre wipes, but I think Pyre has this stabilized. Pyre is in past the HP tip at this point with the direct nuke coming out a little bit ago. There's another nuke coming out, bouncing off of Palom, gonna do even more damage to this Stay Puft.
Yep.
Not dead yet.
Pankraz chose to swag down the LST.
Yep, Pankraz is swag walking straight down. Pankraz feels confident. There's rocks though. I think Pyre's got this. I think Pankraz is just a little too late.
Yeah, I mean, now there's no more threat of Big Bang. I think this is going to be for Pyre. Just waiting for the crumble skip.
Yeah, we're just waiting on a few more attacks, and there we
there
go. That is a crumbling Stay Puft miss. GG's to Pyre, finishing in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 48 seconds. We will see about getting him in here for an interview. And it looks like we are now joined by Pyre. GG's.
Thank you.
What a seed this was for you.
Right? It was an interesting one.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like almost a lifetime ago, but that underground access was a thing.
Right? I was like, oh, so it's finally Demus somewhere that's blocking it.
Yes.
And of course it was that one.
Yes, of course. My favorite thing about this seed was if you ignore the fact that Golbez was on Ordeals and you chase the heart, what you get is Baron Key. That takes you to Baron. You get the hook and the rat tail out of Baron and Baron Basement. If for some reason you're going Baron Basement. Turn those in. You get the Earth Crystal. And then you're going up Zot. And then you find the Demist.
That is hilarious.
It is the most amazing circuitous trip around the overworld that you could do if it was be unsafe. You could just do all that. And then find out the Demist had the magma key the whole time.
Yeah, that would be funny. Did Pankraz do that?
No.
Oh.
He didn't do it then. No, he found the magma key, I think a little before you did, actually. Just was a tiny bit more efficient clearing the overworld because he had his Palom up and casting level 2 elemental spells on Demist.
Oh, gotcha.
And on Ordeals as well.
Oh, you must have did.
Yeah, he did Baron in first.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that was the main difference. It was like maybe a minute ahead through to getting underground, and then had an easier time with the Siren because Stop is a very good spell.
Yep.
And then Tower was a bust, and that kind of evened out all the time.
I just need to get lucky.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Yep.
Just avoid the totally haunted tower with Tower Key that gave
I think it was
one of them was a crystal ring. There was a crystal ring and something else that was not
a life staff, which is
yes, a life staff and a crystal ring.
Yeah, I was thinking about heading up there if Luca had at least one of the goods.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad it didn't now.
It was unfortunate. It was very haunted.
Yeah.
But
meanwhile,
this was...
I said, what do you think about seeing the sirens in the shop when you finally got to turn the forge in?
Oh, I was like, well, do you game, basically.
Yeah, no, this was a seed where you just all you do is go up, get your underground access, go check Burra Altar on the off chance it's King Queen Eblin. Great, now you can do sirens instead of D Machine or instead of Mac Giant.
And you can just do them right away.
Yeah, just do them right away. As soon as you get underground, there you go. I mean, no one did that, but
That would be.
I think I'd have questions if
play.
someone did do that.
Yeah.
yes. Who checks Mura Altar before going underground?
Especially when you've got like 1,000 HP max young.
Yes. Yeah, when we have very squishy early party. Well, the party choice in the seed was not ideal, to say the least.
Yeah, I was just happy I found someone 5th so I could go grind.
Yes.
It wasn't ideal, especially
No.
since I had to go pop that siren anyway. Just to get.
Yeah. You get that slingshot on Palin, which ended up
Yeah.
helping you out quite a bit. Well, at least a little bit with getting nuke faster
Mm-hmm.
than Pankraz did. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, can you go over just real quick what your decision-making process was behind doing that Mura altar when you got to the moon?
Well, since I fumbled around with the egg, and I didn't really make too many other mistakes, and Luca was a
Yeah.
bust, I figured Bot on the Moon probably had either one thing or nothing, and if I hit something on Mura, I could go do everything else and then not have to run the moon twice since I knew the pass was in Luca. So that is why I hit the Mura first, just
Yeah.
because I knew the path couldn't be down there. So.
Yeah, and I mean, it makes sense. You already knew where the pass was. You want to hit something early, and it was just about as kind as it could have been.
Yep. And it also turns out Sand Ruby was in Ribbon Room too, so.
Yeah. No one needed that.
No.
It's a non-required ribbon room.
Yep.
Yeah. We were not seeing that. Both of you were pretty committed to not diving the moon until you absolutely had to.
Yeah, I really didn't want to walk down it twice. I needed that
No,
extra time back.
it's so stinky having to walk down twice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially since you have to use an exit item to get back out.
Yeah. I'm just glad I found some.
Yeah.
Usually I search everywhere and it's in the last
Usually you
shop.
shop everywhere except the one place where they are.
Yep.
But yeah, this time both of you found them, fortunately, which made it less awful. But yeah, any thoughts going into game 2?
Nope. Just gonna keep doing my best. And hopefully the egg, if I need to use it next time, cooperates.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, sure
All right,
thing.
GG.
All right,
GG's
thanks
once
again. Have a good night. Bye.
And that was, while Pyre was doing his interview, we did see Pankraz finish with a time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 43 seconds. We will see about getting him in here. Talk about all of the things that happened in this seed. To answer a question in chat, exits are not guaranteed to be in a shop. They are very, very likely to show up, but they are not strictly guaranteed anywhere.
Fun fact, the same is also true of camping gear.
Yes. I believe it's something like a 90% chance that it'll show up somewhere or more. It's very likely. It's most seeds you will find them somewhere, but they're not guaranteed on the overworld at all. They're not guaranteed to exist in the seed at all. They're just usually in the seed.
Let's randomize. We have to give some chance that the
Yeah.
useful stuff will not be there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were joined by Pankraz. GG.
Hey, GG's.
I do want to say you were the first underground.
Well, I hope so. I
yes,
beelined that demist. I knew right where it was.
Yes, you both knew right where that demist was, but Pyre had to do shopping in Troya before you, when you both landed in Troya at right about the same exact time, and you had already done your shopping in Troya.
Yo, huge. colossal time saves coming out of
I mean, also Palom saved you like a whole minute on that fight.
I've heard that, and also the egg as well. It was
Yes.
a little bit of a decider since he
That,
got
yes.
just enough experience on that gauntlet before he got murdered brutally.
Yes. Stop is a good spell.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Top 3, top 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, this seed, I mean, from our perspective, it was a situation of you were more efficient generally clearing the checks. You got up to that 10 key items before your grind with a bunch of relatively easy Blue Planet checks that were a little slow for sure, but it wasn't slow because of the bosses. It was just slow because that's the nature of those checks.
Yeah, the nature of the checks and also the payout from those checks.
Yes.
A lot of zonks coming out, like we were talking.
Lots of not ideal things, like a life staff and a crystal ring.
And a Baron key.
And a Baron key that led
things,
to a hook and a rat tail that led to an earth crystal, which is just, oh boy.
Yeah. You flip a couple things around, it's an adamant in that basement, and it's a, hook at the Mura altar, and things get a lot more interesting.
Yes.
It seems like it's a fun little bit of divergence that went on.
Oh, for sure. It was really interesting knowing that you were probably going to hit go mode from that Asura spot when you were about headed up to do your grind.
Yeah, I was hopeful. I was hopeful that either, something would turn up there, or because at that point I've got to do my objectives. One thing can give me go mode, so let's just chase them down. Even though 2 of them are the giant and the hook route with no demons in play anymore. Giant time sink, but that's how it'll be.
That's just how it is, and it's more efficient to just, if you're gonna do them right then.
Yep, and if I have go mode, it's much better to not faff about and try to find something else. Be like, oh well, actually, I don't want to do that because I'd rather have a sand ruby. Nah, just take it.
No.
What's the wine?
No.
Me? Just
unless you're dealing with some of the giants we see in other seeds. No, and this was not one of those giants.
No, not at all.
No.
Like, I could see if you go up there with your 4-character party, Edward with Spoonless Edward, Sid, etc. If you do a very early grind, that Val is going to be a little annoying.
Yes.
But
no.
Dark Imps is a stone cast.
Yeah.
Got enough with Yang to do some deeps.
Yep.
It won't
really
be
wasn't
quick
that
necessarily,
bad.
but yeah, it won't be bad.
It's much better than a certain giant we saw that last week, which was Beano free alt gauntlet into DKC.
Now that sounds fun.
Yes, this was an actual giant that happened in the tournament. It was not fun. But it happened. But yeah. No, I mean, watching it, all of your routing decisions made sense to me. I'm slightly curious about the no sealed cave.
Sealed cave was on the table. That was going to be, like, I was sitting there debating it for a lot of the, timeline. But ultimately, it was a matter of the party not being very fast when it was level 30 pre-grind, and after the grind, we have the power. Let's knock out the Asur spot real quick. It's maybe a consideration after if the Asur spot gives nothing. But as soon as completeness of Earth, one-off, easy reset. But
at the point when Asura gives you go mode, you're not going there.
Exactly.
100% makes sense. Yeah, that's all the questions I have, I think. Garen, you have anything?
I mean, no, you covered pretty much all of the questions there. I mean, I think that the routing made sense as far as it went. It just was bad luck with Rando. That's the way it's going to go sometimes. And yeah, it's just unfortunate. The time loss from the tower being a bust, I think, and from chasing Baron was pretty much the difference in the seed.
Oh yeah, it seems just about that. Like, not doing a tower, not doing Twin Harp to Baron to the hook route. That's 3 very lengthy checks.
Yes.
Yeah, Forge is definitely faster than a hook route.
I'd agree, most of the time.
I will say,
the
Forge Shop was amazing. It would have had a white spear for you, and it would have had sirens.
I mean, that wouldn't have meant anything because my Eddie still ate 3 nukes in the face in that Z fight. He spent more time
No, it
dead than
wouldn't.
alive.
I just think it was funny to imagine a world where one runner in this seed goes up and just peeks the Mura altar while they're on the moon. And then discovers it's King Queen Evelyn guarding the adamant rock. And then gets underground and checks the freebie and then has sirens.
That would be nice.
That is a world that exists somewhere, but it's not this world. Anyway, thoughts going into game 2?
Well, I've ordered a new controller, so that's going to be good. I can stop dropping inputs and praying at random intervals, which will be nice. And I will hopefully get a little bit of a better break going forward. We'll see how things go.
Rando, it does love to rando.
I can also play a little bit better too. There were a lot of little mistakes, a lot of flight stuff. I could have spent some more time looting and shopping for that early game instead of just being like, Yang can power punch. Magus Sisters fight could have gone better, sure.
Yes.
The Z fight could have gone
one.
better, sure. There's a lot of those little things like, that could save me a few minutes, but saving a few minutes in the semifinals is going to be important. So,
yes.
I'll hopefully be back in fighting form for game 2 and then see you all Sunday for game 3.
Yeah. All right. Well, GG. We will look forward to it.
And thank you again. GG's to y'all. GG's to Pyre. And thank you all for putting on the show tonight. We will catch you around Saturday for a little more action.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Again, thanks to Antidel for rolling the seed and restreaming the race, Darth Plagueis for pushing all the buttons tonight, and to my co-commentator Xenocat for joining me in the booth. Always fun to work with you.
Likewise.
Don't forget to follow all of the people who helped out tonight and the racers. And join the Discord if you're interested more about Free Enterprise. Very friendly community. Lots of information available there. Speaking of which, we're going to send you off to Waffle Soup, who is doing a new kind of fork on Free Enterprise, which is a door randomizer. The entrances have been shuffled around, so it'll look a little bit bizarre, perhaps at first glance, but if you like door randomizers, we're going to give you a shot at that, and a reason to join and play the game, I guess.
Yeah, this is their first attempt at a door randomizer. Just a reminder, do not spoil the results of this race in their chat. I know it's not a tournament seed or ZZ6 seed, but don't spoil and enjoy the door randomizer. Take care, y'all.
Good night.